Order. And first order.
George, before we start, can I say something? This is a meeting of the planning board. It's not a public hearing or a public forum, and people are using the chat function of Zoom inappropriately, in my opinion. If we were having a real meeting, it would be equivalent to interrupting the meeting from the audience. I think somehow we need to ask people not to do that, and if they continue, then we need to figure out a way to disable that chat function.
Ken, is there have you got control of that?
Yeah, it's disabled.
Okay.
Thank you.
As I said, I'll call the meeting to order. Ken, did you get any results to the inquiry?
Yeah, there are two items before the board tonight, which is one is the recommendation on the zoning bylaw, and the other is on the quantum of vote. I have an email from Rich Bowen regarding the information.
There was no
We
response
received.
from DHCD?
Let me read it off here. Dear Mr. Buckland, I have had extensive discussions with state officials regarding the amendments to General Law, Chapter 40A, Sections 5 and 9, as they pertain to Article 1. As you know, these amendments, while no doubt well-intended, neglected to fully consider the manner in which a zoning bylaw might be approved under the majority quantum of vote provided for therein. Further, state guidance has in some cases recommended procedures that are not actually found in the law. Moreover, EOHED issued a FAQ statement that suggested that a majority quantum of vote would be appropriate to adopt an article with a fact pattern similar to that in Article 1. After due consultation, it is my opinion that the 31521 FAQ response was generalized to the point of inaccuracy. Further, my conferrals led me to conclude that should Article 1 be adopted as a majority vote, but not just by a 2/3 vote, it will likely not be approved by the Attorney General pursuant to General Law, Chapter 40, Section 32. Therefore, it is my opinion that this article should be treated as requiring a 2/3 vote for adoption.
That sounds reasonable to me. I mean, any comments?
Ken, can you go back? Again, I want to make sure I understand what Attorney Bowen is saying. I heard him say that he has worked with the Attorney General's office and other people in state government to understand this. I heard you read that someone, whether Attorney Bowen or someone he was working with, felt that Article 1 may apply for the simple majority. Did I hear that correctly? But toward the end?
No, you did not.
Okay,
No, you didn't.
please.
Let me read that again.
Thank you.
My conferrals lead me to conclude that should Article 1 be adopted as a majority, a simple majority vote, but not by a 2/3 vote, it will likely not be approved by the Attorney General.
No, before that, the paragraph before that. Or can you share that
Further
screen?
state guidance has in some cases recommended procedures that are not actually found in the law. Moreover, EOHED issued a fact statement that suggested that a majority quantum of vote would be appropriate to adopt an article with a fact pattern similar to that in Article 1. After due consultation, it is my opinion that the 31521 FAQ response was generalized to the point of inaccuracy.
Is Attorney Bowen?
And he goes on to say,
I'm sorry, is Attorney Bowen on this call?
No, he's not.
Is there a reason why not?
Probably because he's got other things he's working on at the time.
I think that's very unfortunate.
I think this is clear, though. I don't understand why you're not getting the point that he's trying to put across, which is that he's recommending a 2/3 majority vote.
I do. I understand that very clearly. I'm just trying to understand his justification statement so that I can understand his reasoning. I understand what his conclusion is. And let me read it back to you in my words. The FAQ statement would lead someone to believe that this Article 1 does qualify for the simple majority. However, in his consultation with the AG's office and other state officials, they've determined that that FAQ sheet is inaccurate in one way or another, and have come to the conclusion that this Article 1 does not qualify. Is that a fair statement?
I believe it is.
Any questions or concerns? I
will say, George, I feel incomplete here. I don't understand what's wrong with the FAQ sheet, what laws are referenced that don't exist, what the reasoning is behind it. I have the greatest respect for Attorney Bowen, and I will likely abide by his suggestion, but this is a very incomplete answer for me.
Well,
That's because it's your interpretation. That's why it's incomplete.
Who's speaking?
I think
Hugh Harp, I'm sorry. Hugh Harp.
Hugh, who are you and where?
I'm a resident of Wareham.
This is not a public hearing or a public forum.
yeah, we appreciate
You
it.
should unmute me then.
I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I think what they've said is the FAQs are too generalized, and there are parts of this process that don't kind of fit the square holes, you know. I think the higher standard, should it be met, would be better off in the long run. And again, I go back to where no plan has been submitted as to what the use will be, other than the original one. I think it should meet the higher standard.
I'm ready to move on, George. I'm not arguing the decision. I'm just very disappointed in the lack of detail in terms of how this conclusion was reached.
Well, the last minute change in the general law doesn't.
That doesn't help, does it?
No, it doesn't help at all.
I've been ranting and raving about this entire process from the state from the beginning, so it just continues. And I think that the root cause of all this does lie with the state and how they've implemented this law. So I'm not arguing. Please understand, I am not arguing with Attorney Bowen's position. I'm just disappointed in that. I don't understand how he came to it completely. And I think that as a planning board member and the other members on this call, that we should. So let's move forward.
All right. I think since the quantum of vote kind of impinged on the recommendation for town meeting, we should probably take that up first.
So you're looking for a motion?
Yes, please.
So I make a motion that we adopt and recommend the quantum of vote as a 2/3 vote at town meeting for Article 1 rezoning.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Richard,
Aye.
Mike King,
Aye.
Mike Baptiste,
Aye.
and I. Unanimous. Next would be our recommendation for town meeting for the article for the rezoning.
And to be clear, I want to make sure people listening understand that we've had this vote a couple times and we're going to do it again because we've had different flavors of the article, the latest one being the removal of Red Brook. So this is the article on the warrant as I understand it. So we shouldn't have to do it again.
Is that a motion?
No, that was a comment, but I would make the motion that this board vote to support the article as written, the Hospitality Recreation Entertainment Overlay District, Article 1 on the special town meeting within a special town meeting on April 10th.
Now that the quantum of vote has been decided, I will second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Richard,
Aye.
Mike King,
Aye.
Mike Baptiste,
Nay.
and I for myself. Motion carries 3-1-0. And what, town meeting will begin check-in at 11 a.m. Is that what I heard? And there's a little bit of confusion whether it's going to be at the football field or the baseball field, but I think it's close enough. People should figure it out when they get there. Good evening, Madam
There's
Moderator.
Claire.
Good evening, George. Yes, it's on the Gateman side of Plainfield.
Mhm.
And there will be 2 check-ins to help speed things along. So we should be able to move along quickly. If you're parking in the town hall behind the multi-service center, you can come in from that gate. If you're parking over by the track or the middle school or the high school, you can come in by the I want to say the food stand, and so there'll be 2 entrances that you'll be able to come in and check in.
Good. Thank you for the info. And it's going to be a beautiful day and everybody's going to be well behaved and enjoying the sunshine. All right, I guess that's the business we had to conduct this evening. FYI, I will not be at Monday night's meeting. That's the night of the annual fire district meeting. And also we have 2 applications for membership on the planning board. And I think when we have a full board, we'll invite them to speak to us via Zoom meeting. We can make a.
Are we going to see the applications ahead of time, George?
Say again, Mike?
Are we going to see the applications before they come in?
Yeah, I've had them emailed. I don't know if anybody else has received copies of that.
I haven't.
No, I'd like to see them, George. And I have a question.
Uh,
Are these applicants for full members or I guess where I'm going is, can both of these people get on the board as one as a full and one as an associate, or do they have to apply specifically for those slots, if you will?
I don't know if we've characterized, I don't have the application in front of me, whether you check off associate or full membership.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
And I'll see if we can't send those applications to all the members. Mike Baptiste, do you have a good email address?
Yeah.
All right, if Sonia has it, that's all we need.
Yeah.
Very good.
Motion to adjourn, George?
Sounds like a plan.
Second,
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
aye.